Well, usually this gets completely crapped up with all kinds of parts and other shit when I'm nearing the end of completion of a project. But right now, I have all of my applications installed and everything is ready to go. I have mounted the CD drive with screws. I put screws on the other side. The button presses, everything's good, and it's ready to roll. It may have an update or so to process. The case is on, so it's actually a lot quieter than it's been. And we'll let this thing boot up, and then I think we'll see if I have any RAM that can possibly go in it. And yes, there is an update or two in the queue that it's finishing up. So I'm going to let that finish up, but listen. It's calmed down to just nothing. The fan just barely runs in it. Awesome. So stupidly, for whatever reason, doesn't want to really move, and I don't feel that comfortable moving it much with it on, because you want to protect the bad hard drive. Stupidly, I closed the case up and then realized, oh wait, I might have RAM for this. So let me open it back up and we'll see what I have. Oh, it's rebooting for its update. Oh, good for it. There we go, all my familiar icons. Everything's all set and ready to go. Everything is updated. All my applications are in. I blew out most of the dust in here. I don't worry about the little thin layer of shit at the bottom. I don't bother wiping that out. It's only going to build anyway, so what's the difference? So it's time to shut this guy down and see what kind of RAM is in it. I'll see if I have any. Of course, now that all the cables are in the way, you know, so we'll take out what we can here. It didn't seem to be socketed very well, unless I didn't hit the right clip. Maybe not. There it is. Okay, it was in there good. So there's one stick. It was a lot more convenient to do this earlier without a hard drive, but oh well. I'll let you read that. I need glasses or a magnifier to read it. So that was 3, so we'll make a pile of 3, 2, 1, I guess. See if we have any similar chips at least. And this may be a waste of time because I may not have any RAM. We'll see. Those look the same. 2. So those might be 1 gig chips. No, I don't know. They're all the same. Interesting. They're all 2 gig PC2 6400. Okay, let's see what I got. I got a pair of these, but they don't really say what they are. And without looking it up, I don't know. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and jam one of them in and see if the system accepts it and gives me any kind of RAM count, and we'll go from there. Okay, one of them is in. Let's see if we get anything. Oh, doesn't like it. I don't know if it needs a pair or it's just not seated well or if that RAM is bad, so let me play around. Well, unfortunately I struck out. That RAM wouldn't work no matter what I tried. None of that's compatible. That's all old stuff. And that's DDR3, I believe. I also have a stack of other DDR3 chips, but this doesn't take DDR3, so I stuck the old RAM back. I learned something also. That fan bites. It really does, because as you're trying to, you know, you just shut it off and you're trying to reach in there because it runs the fan at top speed, it bites. That's a dent in my finger from installing the RAM, but that's just par for the course. Anyway, the 3 chips are back in. Let's see if we get post anyway. Yes, we do, and we have our 6 gig back in there, and the BIOS I don't think will complain. Nope, looks good. So that's really about it for that. So let me let this boot back up. Look at the luxury. It's got a card reader, which I knew about, but it also reads the 32 gig SD card in the camera. So no more stupid USB card reader thing. I can just plug it in the damn machine. Oh, that's awesome. I can't believe it actually works. Most of them won't read the new stuff because I deal with old hardware. I've copied the clip previous to this to the desktop. And this clip, if we go to details, is 1 minute and 4 seconds. So we'll call it a minute just to be on the safe side. And now I'm going to do some comparison tests between loading the actual program and, well, not even loading the program. That just is what it is. In fact, I'll load it now. It's really a matter more of how long it takes to pre-render and then render. So it's loading now, and this is a big program and takes some time to load, but this is still leaps and bounds faster than the other machine. Wow, this is going to make this shit like too easy. Now, the one problem I will have right now is that this program is not designed to run on a 1024 by 768 resolution screen. And of course you're all shouting, well, raise the resolution. Nope, sorry, can't do that. This monitor supports a maximum of 1024 by 768. As such, it's limited to that. So when I get it hooked up in place of the other system, then the higher resolutions will be able to be achieved, as that is a H-digital monitor. And there we go. It's way tiny and horrible and terrible and stuff. And let us see if we can import this. Maybe not now because of that damn wine screen. Hey, buy more shit from us came up. And I could just hit the import, but whatever. We'll do it like this. Right there. It's importing. And as long as you think that takes, you ain't seen nothing yet. There it is. I'll add it to the timeline. It's there, but this little icon over here, the little play with the circle around it, means it needs to be pre-rendered, otherwise the audio and video won't sync up. It's just a function of this program. But what I'm going to do is do a test. I'll get my tablet so we have a stopwatch kind of thing, and we'll pre-render it and then actually render a video and then compare that to the other system. So here's my new tablet. It's an Asus ZenPad something or other. They couldn't put the Energy Star sticker on straight, so obviously you know what that means. It's got to be bogus right there. Fucking ridiculous. Anywho, it's there. It's got a stopwatch. Maybe I'll feature this in another video. It's just really a tablet. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll do it off camera because I need two hands to click the mouse and hit the thing at the same time. And rather than just putting the camera down, I could stand here and bullshit about it for too long to make you wait anyway. Okay, that is pre-rendering. And wow, look at that damn thing go. Of course, you know, I don't just import one clip at a time, but that's moving right along. And the stopwatch over here, almost there. $32.57. So for a 1 minute and 4 second clip, it takes roughly 30 seconds. So about half the runtime of the video to pre-render. That's all fine and good. I will reset that and set it up to render the video and see how long that takes. Okay, that is currently rendering and counting, and I will come back when it's through. And there's the final number. 2 minutes and 7 seconds to render a minute and 4 seconds of video. So that means that it takes twice the runtime of the video to render. I can deal with that. You know, 16-minute video would take 32 minutes to process. Of course, these numbers are going to change because it all depends on how much there is to compress and or put away for later as far as the frames go. So that's it. It was 32 seconds to pre-render and 207 to render. So now we're going to go to the machine I currently use and test that out. Okay, same clip is in on the machine I normally use, and I'm going to pre-render that. Now, if you thought the times before 32 seconds for pre-render and 207 for a full video render were laughable, that should give you an indication of how much I stress that every video I do has a strict budget of $0. And that's why I graciously accept donations. So if you do have any RAM, or maybe an old SSD, you can send it my way. You can get my email address. If you're subscribed, go to the About tab on my page and play through the CAPTCHA, and you can have my email address and email me and say I want to send you some shit. So let's pre-render this and see how long it takes. 57 seconds. That is very close to twice the amount of time. Yes, folks, the videos you've been seeing for the last year, this is how long it takes just to pre-render. Let's now actually render this video. I actually can't fucking believe that number. A 1 minute, 4-second video takes 15 minutes to render. See, I don't worry about it because this is a separate machine I just do the editing on. And when I do that, I set it up, I do the editing, I send it to rendering, and I walk away. I go to another machine, do my stuff. 15 minutes for a 1 minute video? Wow. That is incredible how much time that actually takes. I am actually in disbelief. I never thought that even a 2-minute video would take a half hour to render. But this is what I've been using. It's been working. Videos are going up every day, yeah? So, there you go. Anyway, let's go back and give the other machine a pat on the back. So that's why, even though this machine scored a 3.9 on the Windows Experience Index, and this one only scored a 3.5, it's still much faster, even though some of these other numbers aren't really there. And even the processor at 4.1 compared to, what was it, 3.9? Oh, I'm sorry. I read that completely wrong. 6.1. Derp. Yeah, big difference. So I actually can't wait to put this thing into service, but I'm not going to do it today because I don't really have time. I have to pack as I'm going away, but I'll already have gone and come back by the time you see this, so if you wanted to rob me, I'll be home. Too bad, so sad. Anyways, that's it. That'll complete the restoration of this system. We'll give it a little wipe down, and that's it. Doesn't matter what it looks like, so long as it works. And work it does. Man, this is going to be great. I'll get videos done so much faster. But of course, you know, that doesn't mean much because there's only so many videos I can record in a day. You know, after like 5 of them, it's enough already. You know, I like to try to batch record if I can, and I have some other videos I want to get recorded today, and I could stand here and edit it, but only at 1024 by 760, it's just not going to work. So anyways, that's going to wrap this series up. I may do one more video on it, showing it in service. I don't know for certain if I'm going to do that or not. Probably eventually, but for right now, this is going to be it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.